Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I do not know how familiar you are with the Russian special forces or commandos called Spetsnaz, and they are, I think, the same as the Navy SEAL or something like that. Anyway, they are the best trained Russian forces. And I have here an article from Business Insider that claims that they are decimated. So Spetsnaz are decimated in Ukraine. They base their information or the article on the leaks, the Pentagon leaks, and let's see to what extent they are decimated by the Ukrainians or by the West. So in Business Insider, it is from April 14th, 2023. Russia's prized Spetsnaz commando units have suffered a 95% casualty rate in Ukraine. Leaked documents and photos show. If I put this, that would be better right here. So I don't know if you're familiar with them or not, with their training. I am to a certain extent, and you can still find information on them. Not too much, but you can still find information. You can still find videos or other kind of information, maybe face to face. I don't know. Let's see what's going on here in this article. Russia's elite Spetsnaz commando units have suffered enormous casualties in Ukraine. Leaked US documents show that some units have suffered 95% casualties. So some, let's say 3 out of let's say 300 units. I mean, that's important. Look at the title. Commando units, Russia's prized Spetsnaz commando units has suffered a 95% casualty rate. It doesn't say some. This is the title, the headline that draws in. And then we find here that some units, and let's say I'm a pig right now and say, yeah, out of let's say 300 Spetsnaz units, 3 suffered 95. The rest suffered 0. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? To see how this changes everything. Some units. Maybe they're going to tell us down below. Russia may take decades to rebuild the units, according to US estimates. I don't think it's going to take decades. That's stupid, and I will tell you why. Spetsnaz are commando troops, and they say decades. That's more than 20 years, okay? So you get young adults, and you shape them physically, mentally, and all the psychologically. You model them, you shape them. Some of them could start at 18, 19, 20, 25, but no more. So you train them, and the program is very rigorous, if you know what I mean. And let's say you start with the first, let's say that Russia has no more Spetsnaz, nothing, and start from 0. Let's say they start with people that, I don't know, they just got in. You just look at them, you talk to them, you figure out that's a good prototype for that. We're going to get him in. So let's say you get a bunch of them, and you start training with them. I don't think you need more than 2 years, 3 years, 2 years, 3 years intensive, and that's going to be A-OK. And I'm telling you why. Do you know how much you have to go undergo the training in the Foreign Legion? About 9 months. Isn't that like the 6 months, the first one that you go over there by the little castle, and it's intensive thing? With all that, you got about 9 months. And after 9 months, you're ready to go, 100% Foreign Legionnaire. Do you think these guys are different? And I gave you 2 years, I gave you them 3 years, not decades. So that's a BS. Now, it's true that to rebuild it to the level they were right now, I don't know how many they are. Neither these guys know. I don't know how many they are. 20,000? 3,000? I don't know. If they're 20,000, yes, it's going to take some time to build it back to where it was. If I just go by the title, which is the units were decimated, not some units, because they don't tell us how many yet. But hey, let's go and read. What the hell, Emil? Too much beautiful wine here with you. Russia's elite Spetsnaz commando units have suffered enormous casualties during Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Leaked Pentagon documents reveal. Now, remember, these Pentagon documents are not Bible, are not the scriptures. You know, the direct, God's word in proroc's brains and mouth. It's not like that. This is the assessment. This is an assessment that some individuals, the intelligence community, got information. Now, that could be, it has a margin of error, right? I don't know that margin of error, but judging by the intelligence community of United States of America, could be 99% margin of error. 99. Why? Because of the Iraq war. Okay? Say no more. So that's why I don't know exactly, but this is an assessment done by someone who's not actively involved in the war. So it's got information from different, channels. So, all right, I don't know. And believe me, do not believe me, verify. These guys from the US intelligence community lost their credibility, and not only credibility, their, how should I put, professional assessments a long time ago, for me at least, based on their actions, not because I just had a hard on in the morning and I said, I think I don't like these guys anymore or something. Satellite images of Russian base show hugely depleted numbers in one Spetsnaz unit, with the leaked report obtained by the Washington Post claiming 2 units suffered 90 to 95%. So we got a sample of 3 units. So one Spetsnaz, it was depleted, 1, and it says this guy's got information on 2. There's 90 to 95%. What did I tell you, my friends? I didn't read this article, but I know how these guys function. And I know how propaganda and this kind of disinformation works, my friends. It's not hard. It's not hard to know. You don't have to be necessarily involved in it. The Department of Defense documents attribute the heavy losses to their reliance on... Now, these guys are just using scenario. They probably, let's say, the documents attribute the heavy losses to the reliance of Russian military commanders on the elite units for frontline combat. Hey, I just made a video a minute ago, and they said that in Bakhmut they still use convicts in the frontline combat. So what's going on there? Oh, it's because they lost all the Spetsnaz? Yeah, okay. It could take up to a decade. Hey. Wait. It may take decades to rebuild the units. Decades is, as I said, more than 20. All right? There's 2 decades, 10 plus 10, that equals 20. More than 20, more than two decades, it means more than 20. It means 21. All right? That's the minimum. And now they tell us here that actually it takes up to a decade to replenish troops in the unit, the documents say. All right, Sloppy Joe, who the hell are you? Sloppy Joe, Business Insider, what's your name, baby doll? Tom Porter. Forget about Tom Porter ever. Fire him. He's inconsistent 100%. The documents were among those leaked out online through messaging platform Discord, prompting a national security blah 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 tralala lululu. According to the Post, the documents revealed that all but 1 or 5 Russian separate Spetsnaz brigades that returned from combat operation in Ukraine in late summer 2022 suffered significant losses. This is very evasive. Like, significant meaning what? 20% or 90%? You don't say, okay, off, you know what I mean? And all but 1 of 5 that returned from the combat. Okay, well, I like numbers because you can't make statements like this. Almost all of them died. If you make such a statement, that means you know how many were to begin with and how many are still alive. If you don't know the number, you can say almost all died or most of them died. You gotta know the numbers so you can make that statement. And what is more beautiful than say exactly from 3,925, there were about 3,024 that perished. How beautiful. And then you make a little bit of a percentage. Oh, that's about 98% of them perished. Isn't that greater? Because that also gives the reader, you and I, the illusion that they know what they're talking about and they have the documents. You know what I mean? I can tell you whatever right now. I can say, well, Biden is about, I don't know, not about, I would say, he's he's lacking most of his mental cognitive functions. Most. How do you know, Emil? What's your assessment? How did you measure that exactly? Well, I saw him 3 times on the TV being a, you know what I mean? That's all. I didn't see him the rest of the day, how he sleeps. And by the way, cheers. Homemade wine. I made it from my grapes. The vines that I planted with my little raccoon hands. And I water them, take some ammonia. And then they grew. I picked them, unwashed, and then I pressed them, squeezed them, and then got them on. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Here you are. And now it's the result. Beautiful. Anyway, my friends, let's go back to business here. This article is a tarred article. All right? It says decades, then it says a decade. It says two units out of how many? Most of them out of how many? Come on, give me some names. Give me some numbers. Give me some names. Here it is. I'm pretty sure some units were depleted. I can't tell you how many, obviously, but I don't believe what these guys tell me. I'm just making this video so you see how these guys are informing the population in general about something that they don't even know. And besides, go to the source. What is the source? The leaks. I have great not parents, great doubts that guy who leaked this, he really did it on his own. I don't think a very low rank 21-year-old person at the National Guard level in Massachusetts or whatever it was had access to NATO. I cannot believe that. If that is the case, then these guys are dumb as. We are in danger, my friends. But I don't think. I think he was fed that. It's more to find out. Remember Rubinstein, who shot Oswald dead? His name was Rubinstein. Yeah, not Ruby. Ruby is just so... anyway, it doesn't matter. But he shot a guy. They say, well, he was sent by these guys to kill him so he doesn't talk. Well, they apprehended Mr. What's his name, Jake or whatever his name is, pretty fast with the help of the mass media. That was fantastic. They found where he was. He found who he was. In what, a few days, one day or so. But the Nord Stream 1, Nord Stream 2 pipelines, man, that's tricky. They can't find who did it. I can tell you. All right. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Watch Trump when he's asked about who he thinks did it. He's like, I don't want to get us in trouble. Okay, I got the answer. Bye-bye. It was like, anyway, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. He said, I don't want to get the United States in trouble, not us, he and Tucker, who interviewed him.